Welcome to the Ascension News. Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
Today we are going to be talking about reclaiming the divine feminine. So excited about this topic. So much information. We're going to be using white angelica to ground down, connect with it. Let's open with a prayer.
All right. Okay, so you can close your eyes if it feels comfortable and
Reclaiming
safe.
the divine feminine. Sorry. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. I call the gatekeepers of the four directions, ascended masters, archangels, and the ancestors to be here now in this place. Bless our conversation with wisdom, peace, and love. May the hearts and minds of all listeners now and in the future be open to receiving wisdom and healing for the highest good of all. Amen.
Was that you?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Did it make a noise?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was. I had my papers on the laptop. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay. Okay. All right. That was good.
That was the spirit.
We were
Spirit is
having
here.
glitches yesterday on the sound, so I'm like all on edge, like a cat ready to jump. Okay. So, what is the divine feminine? Let's talk about that.
Yes. All right. So the divine feminine, the divine feminine is an energy that is within all. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Everybody has this within them. They have the duality of divine masculine and the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is a positive expression of the feminine side that exists in both men and women. So it's known as shakti, yin, lunar energy. Those are all similar symbolic things that are right in the same vein as the divine feminine. It's often also connected symbolically with the moon, Mother Earth, goddess worship and devotion. Those all go hand in hand with the divine feminine and connecting. And the divine feminine and divine masculine are present within all humans, regardless of gender. And when they're balanced, they both come up and work together at appropriate times. So that's what the divine feminine is. And I wanted to read a quote just really quick, just to kind of get the essence and get us in that place of how to connect and reclaim the divine feminine.
Okay.
Reclaiming the feminine, it is about reclaiming our intuition, the voice that speaks in the dark, about reconnecting with the one who reveals herself in the moonlight, in the whispers of dead leaves crackling under our feet. She is the impermanent one, shining in the eyes of a newborn child and in the creases of an old man's hand. She is a force of change, powerful beyond measure, forever untamed. We must accept her in the fullness of her glory, fierce and gentle, soft and wild. Only thus will we be showered with the grace of her presence. And to do that, we must start by remembering that we are also made of flesh and bone, and that we have the capacity to know by feeling, to know through this amazing body of ours. And that's from the Heart of the Labyrinth.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow. So
really nice.
powerful. So it is the balancing of the yin and the yang, the female, the male, the right, the left, the hot, the cold, the sour, the bitter, or
The sour, the sweet.
sour, the sweet. Yeah. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Or how do we know we're balanced? I guess is my question.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, some key words when thinking about the divine feminine in its positive influence.
Mm-hmm.
Keywords are restoration, life, renewal, creation, birth, healing, receptivity, openness, motherhood, nurturing, love, understanding, compassion, insight, intuition, wisdom, forgiveness, connection, harmony, and sensuality. Our other feminine qualities include our sixth sense of intuition, our ability to empathize, receptiveness, innate nature, and the ability to be connected to all life. So that's in the energy of it. Those are the keywords. Just for comparison, keywords for the divine masculine are logic, reason, action, firmness, survival, loyalty, adventurousness, strength, rationality. And again, those are in both men and women, have both. So just to sort of feel the energy of both and the differences. Ways that you can expand and connect with the divine feminine, or ways that you know that you're in that vibration, are allowing your playful side to be seen, which is actually really hard, especially as an adult. It can be, you can feel like it might be embarrassing or vulnerable to go back to childlike play and energy. So connecting to that again will help connect with the divine feminine. Connect with your inner mother aspect. And that doesn't necessarily mean like actually conceiving physical children. Your mother aspect is the aspect of you that is the part of you that can create something. So you might be a mother to an idea, a mother to a business, a mother to a real human, a mother to a human by choice if it's by marriage, a mother to yourself. There's times when you need to remother yourself. And this isn't limited to just a female experience as a human. Both males have to tap into this remothering of the self. Cultivate your intuition, which we talked about last week. So the different ways that you can lean into your intuition. Women are intuitive by nature. We have that connection to the universe and nature very easily, more easily so than our counterparts, just naturally. Find a feminine teacher or guide or figure that you admire. So someone that really embodies that femininity, just, make them someone that can be your model for how you can tap into that part of yourself or free yourself or become that. Having that role model is really, really helpful.
Yes.
Practice self-love and inner child work. And when I was researching this and just kind of collecting my notes, I was finding that inner child work and divine feminine work really truly go hand in hand, because how we experience our mother as a child and her view on the divine feminine is what shapes us and how we approach life through the divine feminine. So if you had a mom that was, eccentric and flamboyant and really at home in her body and was really okay with showing the divine feminine in safe, appropriate ways, then you will capture that also. And you will take on those ideals and those morals and values, and that's what will form how you show up in the divine feminine. If your mom was someone that was a little bit insecure or a little small, or she was told that being a woman is worthless from cultural reasons, or she was a young bride, or any kind of damaging view of the feminine, then you will also take on that. So working with inner child and the divine feminine are definitely things that you can examine further to help reshape and break some old patterns there.
Wow.
You'll probably echo me with this too, Mary, but connect more deeply with your body through movement and inner listening. So honing into your intuition and really becoming at home in your body. If you're born in a feminine body, then being okay with your anatomy, being okay with the way your body ages and the soft parts of you, or the curves or the lack of curves or the extra curves, just being at home, moving that body and feeling the divine feminine move through you is another way to tap in.
Yeah.
Lean into receiving love, which actually is a lot harder than it sounds, because some people feel there is a little bit of a terror in receiving. So some people, when they get like a compliment, for example, it's like, oh, your hair looks nice. It's like, oh, I just threw it up or whatever, instead of just simply saying, thank you. Yeah, thank you, I receive. Or, you'll receive a compliment or love or something, and you'll immediately maybe do some negative self-talk of something like, oh, this old thing, or, oh no, I don't deserve that, or whatever, and just simply saying thank you and being in that place where it's okay to receive unconditionally is something that can help expand the heart into becoming an open vessel to receive. Because if you allow yourself to receive in a safe way, then there's more that you can give. Women are natural nurturers, and we're natural receptive beings. So it is our nature to receive, and to give. So examining those ways that you can, give the love and receive the love more fully is very helpful. Stop judging and comparing yourself. This is
Yes.
this is huge. A lot of women struggle with this, of judging yourself in comparison to other women or to other people. It can be really damaging to, to your being, to the inner part of who you are, because then you're never going to feel good enough. There's always going to be a little bit of a lack. But if you
Mm-hmm.
stop and break that pattern, then you're going to go back to expanding the heart chakra, opening up, becoming a receptive, reframing your programming there, that there is no such thing as competition. If we lift each other up, if we work together, we can co-create. There's enough for everyone here.
Yes.
There's no reason to be insecure or to compare, because everybody's journey is different. So it's just a wasted energy to spend in the place of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Join a women's group with like-minded individuals. This is really crucial. If you are in your area, if you find on Facebook or somewhere, just a local community that you can go and meet with maybe once a month or twice a month or something, where you can just, be comfortable with each other, be in the presence of other women doing, maybe you're working on connecting to the divine feminine as a group. This is really healing. I was a part of a women's circle when I was pregnant with my son 3 years ago, and it was really, really helpful to be in the same room with women that were interested in the same things as me, and just having that feminine energy and camaraderie was really uplifting and amazing.
Or come here, come to our, Tuesday page. Come with us and
Yes,
we'll
yes.
support
Come here,
you.
hang out with us. Talk to us in the chat.
Yeah,
Be here with us here.
let us know how we can answer questions or even have you as a guest or something.
Yeah. Yes. Let's start our own women's circle right here.
Yes.
Right here first.
Yes. Yes.
Feel your feelings. Feel your feelings, especially the ones that aren't sexy,
Yeah.
like rage and anger and resentment. Feel those feelings, which are not typically feminine identifying feelings. So women tend to shy away from those feelings because it's like, oh, I can't show my anger. I can't feel my rage. I can't, do these things because this isn't for me. It is for you, sister. It is for you. Feel that anger and feel it fully, because when you show up, when the emotions show up and you remain lucid, then nothing gets buried below the surface. So if you're
Yes.
feeling that grief, you feel it when it comes up. Don't put it to the back and say, I'll deal with this later. Deal with it now, because those intermittent little painful moments are going to be easier to work through, instead of unpacking it years down the road when it's become a bigger wound. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So if
Definitely.
you feel those momentary uncomfortable situations and you just sit with it, you let the tears flow, you scream into the pillow, you punch it, you dance it out, do whatever, and then you're fine, and then it just moves through you, like, like the waves in the ocean. Get out into nature,
Yeah.
which is just the solution to most everything. The solution is go take your shoes off and walk around in some dirt somewhere. Breathe some clean air if you can. Go hug a tree, look at the ocean, and just connect. Because we're naturally so receptive and we have an internal ocean within us as women, when we recenter ourselves and push the reset button by being out in nature, it is so helpful, and it really fills your cup, and it will help you to see the divine feminine and to really feel its essence. It's something that you feel, the divine feminine. It's an energy that is present in the universe. And so when you tap into it and you invite it into your life, then you're going to feel the embodiment of that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. We kind of already touched on this, but I'll just circle back. Identify inner wounds around motherhood, femininity, and womanhood. So not everyone that is in a female body is going to become a human mother, and that's okay. They don't need to. But again, you can be the mother to, an idea, a business, a creation, art, just examining that. And we pick up a lot of junk in this life because of fear and other things, and that can kind of cloud our reality, or it can become a narrative that we don't really need to subscribe to for our entire life. And you can come arrive at your 30s or 40s and realize, holy shit, I don't have to take on that anymore. I don't have to believe that belief. I don't have to, you know, subscribe to this. So breaking those patterns is really helpful.
I want to add something to that too. I think it's real important that no matter how your mother was feminine or not feminine, hippie or not hippie, we don't want to get into blaming that it's their fault that we're this way. It's real important to look at that as an opportunity to cultivate your little small self as you want it to be, as you want to be. So you look at her, you take the best part of what she offered. Look at all the positive, amazing things she gave you as a gift and bloom that. And then discard the things that don't serve you and then just start growing into the woman that you really want to be. So instead of like, hating on this, hating on that, and getting stuck in that cycle, I hate my mother, I hate my mother. I mean, I cringe at people when I hear them saying that because, I mean, your mom is like you. They did the best they could, no matter what it was.
Yes.
Accept it. Accept it.
Yes. That is so huge. And I think when we come to that place, that you can just accept, the things that serve you and then just discard the rest, it's so much more healing, and it can be healing to the relationship there. And, everybody's trying, and their experience up until that point, that we're all working through something. I totally, totally agree. And I had a friend of mine had told me something when they were working through some inner child stuff, and it was along the lines of like, thank you, mom and dad, for everything that you've done, but I can take it from here. And I felt like
Yes.
that was so empowering when you're in that place of, you did the best you could with the resources that you had, but any narrative that you've given me up to this point, I can take it from here. And everybody can exist in their place on their own journey, and it doesn't matter. The healing is done, forgiven, everyone is forgiven, and forgiveness can happen. And that's amazing.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so then make self-care a priority.
Yes. So when you're tapping into the divine feminine, definitely make self-care a priority. And self-care is like a hot buzzword right now, and I think it can be kind of like we've beaten a dead horse a little bit. But in this situation, women, we're naturally the nourishers. We're naturally, receptive, the givers. And so sometimes if you are in a situation that is, you're a mother to small children or large children, or you're in a partnership with someone, or a marriage, or whatever, that you can kind of tend to, there's a lot of sacrifice that happens, and you lose a lot of yourself because you have to give to everyone else. And so self-care literally might look like going into the closet and closing your eyes and doing just a quick breathing technique and just hitting the reset button, because not everybody has the luxury of taking an hour-long salt bath with crystals and candles and music and all the stuff. So self-care might just be, taking a walk by yourself. It might be putting a sheet mask on your face and just hanging out. It might be zoning out on the couch and binge watching your favorite show. Like, self-care. And in those moments, really embodying that you love you, I love me, I'm doing this for me, I'm allowed to have this, I deserve this moment, I deserve this care that I'm giving to myself first before I have to care for all these other people in my life.
Exactly.
I have to care for you first.
Because then you won't be able to care for them.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's see, express your creativity. And one of my favorite things to do is to literally sit on the floor with my son and color with crayons. And so we're an artistic family. Everybody's an artist in this family. So, and mixed media, all kinds of mediums and things. So, but I find that when I do this, I literally, my only requirement when I'm coloring with my son is I have to fill the entire page, and I grab like I have tons of crayons, and I just grab a color and I go. And then I grab another one and I go. And I just do it, and nothing is wrong. Nothing's a mistake. It's whatever's coming up in the moment. And that's my just a little creative outlet. I'm spending time with him. I'm creating something. And I just, let the crayons lead me. I know it sounds really dumb, but it actually is really
No, that's so
therapeutic.
powerful. That is so, because you're totally trusting your intuition. You're letting
Yeah.
it come through how it's meant to be, not controlling it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and you will find like all the colors go together. You
Hmm.
just pick a color, and then, if it doesn't look right for that second, it doesn't matter. Pick another color over it, mix it
Yes,
together, do all the stuff.
exactly.
So expressing your creativity, move your furniture around in your house if you're not like an artistic person, or cook a meal. That's, cooking is a total amazing art form. Sing a song, dance. If no one's home, dance around your room. To whatever you like. Those
Yes,
are all great ways to be creative.
yes.
Spend time loving your body. So take that any way you want, but the best way to connect with your body is through touch. And so I'm a big fan of body oiling, and that can be with an oil of, a nice infused herbal oil with a couple of drops of essential oil. It can be just something, whatever you got on hand. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be, some coconut oil or olive oil from the cabinet that's not flavored unless you want to smell like garlic or coconuts. Um, or, you can get something luxurious, have something that's handmade or something from whatever, and spend time oiling your body. And that is an amazing way to connect and to honor yourself and to honor the body that you're in. If it's a postpartum body, or if it's, the quarantine 15 or whatever people are saying, like, honor those parts of your body and just connect in, and you will, that's the easiest way to learn messages from your body. It's really, really amazing. So on the other end of that, it can also be self-pleasure. So,
Hmm.
that is important. Examine resistance to womanhood spiritually, physically, and mentally. So if there's parts of you that you're resisting being a woman, take a look at what that looks like. Were you told that women dressed a certain way? Were you told that women, to be feminine, you had to wear a ton of makeup, or you weren't allowed to wear makeup, or,
Hmm.
you know, um, women weren't allowed in the same place of the temple. You know what I mean? Like, what narratives and what things did you pick up that might not be effective or helpful at this stage in your life? So those are blocks that are definitely worth looking at.
Yes.
And the last one was focus on chakra balancing. So in my research, a lot of people wanted to say that like the sacral chakra is where you connect with your femininity, but I find that through all the chakras, you can find elements of the feminine and the masculine. So in my opinion, if you focus on chakra balancing, specifically look at sacral, root, and heart.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you're ungrounded in your femininity, that's going to happen. It's your root chakra, your base. If there's trauma or things in the realm of shame in relation to your body imagery, trauma, like I said, sacral is going to be the place that you want to spend some time healing and working through blockages. And the heart, I mean, everybody's had a broken heart. Everybody, whether that
Yes.
was your, you know, a female figure in your life broke your heart, or a relationship of, somebody, you were in a partnership and they wanted you to be something that you weren't, or they had an unrealistic ideal expectation that you had to live up to, and that caused some closure in the heart. Really focusing on the heart is so, so important with the divine feminine, because that's where your self-love lives, that's where your love for others lives, and just the expansion of that is so crucial. So
Can
those are
you
all my tips
can you go
for.
over, because people, not everybody knows exactly where the root chakra is or where the sacral is. There's always some confusion. Can you just say where that is exactly so people can understand? People know where the heart chakra is, but
Yes,
tell us the difference between root and sacral, because people get confused on those two.
yes. So your chakra systems, there's seven, and they start at the crown of the head and then they go down in a line, just all the way straight down. So your root on your body is going to be like your tailbone.
Behind
So
you.
you're
Yes.
behind you.
Yeah.
Yes, your root is going to be like in that area. It's what roots you to the earth. So that's the bottom chakra of the
Yes.
traditional seven. Right above that is your sacral chakra, which is going to be
Yeah,
your
your
reproductive
bowl.
organ.
Yes, your bowl.
Yes, pelvic bowl, your reproductive organs. That's your energy center for creativity, and everything comes from your reproductive organs. A side note, a fun thing. I'm also a birth doula, so I spent a lot of time learning about pregnancy and women's physiology and everything with that. In traditional Chinese medicine, they say that the uterus is the second heart.
Whoa.
Isn't that incredible? And so,
Whoa, that gives me chills.
yes. Well, let me blow your mind further because it gets better. So, the muscle that makes up the uterus is the same muscle that makes the heart. The muscles are
Wow.
exactly the same. Yes. And so, women feel heartbreak and all of the emotions in the heart in two places, in your heart and in your uterus. And so
Wow.
heartbreak can also be stored in the uterus. And so that is why sacral chakra work is usually like coupled into the same place as healing the divine feminine because of that fact that is the second heart. And then side note, for the people that are still have an internal moon, so if you still have a menstrual cycle, your menstrual cycle will tell you so much if you begin to track it. And I didn't write that, but that's another way to tap into the divine feminine, is to really, really lean into your cycle and to honor it and to not look at it as something dirty or inconvenience or pain or all these things. But the messages of your menstrual blood will tell you lots of things. And if you had a particularly stressful month, traumatic month, difficult month, it will be reflective in your cycle.
Wow.
Mic drop. I'm done.
Wow.
Let's just end it right there. So
Oh
yeah,
my
so
God.
when you look at that, if you're having a particularly painful cycle, if you look back and say, "Oh man, this month was really stressful," or you had more lovers' quarrels than used to, you had more intense things happen at work, that's going to be reflective in your cycle, and your blood will tell you that the quantity, the color, everything. That's a whole other topic, but yeah, so that's a really interesting fact about the heart and the sacral. And then, so above your sacral, going back to the chakras, above your sacral is your solar plexus, and that is between your pubic bone and your belly button.
Mm-hmm.
So that like kind of like little soft poochy area, that's your solar plexus. And then your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. So the other ones are kind of a little bit more self-explanatory. Like you can kind of really tell where
Yeah.
they are, but you're right. Like sacral, solar plexus, you're like, where in my body is that? So
Yes. Yes.
sacral, a good reminder, sacral is really similar to the word sacred, and your all of your body is sacred, but your reproductive organs and your private parts, as we say in our house, because we've got a little kid, those are sacred. So that's the easiest way to remember sacral and sacred.
We
There's a
should
little word.
do a chakra live stream
Yes, I would love that.
and
I'd really
talk more about that and masculine, feminine, balancing chakra that way.
yeah. Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so now we're at the white angelica oil. So this is the oil to connect, and you're going to read what that is for us.
Yeah. So excuse me, white angelica is a blend. It increases and strengthens the aura around the body to bring a renewed sense of strength and protection, creating a feeling of wholeness in the realm of one's own spirituality. Its frequency neutralizes negative energy and gives a feeling of security, which I think was totally just nailed it right on the head.
Mm-hmm.
It contains bergamot, myrrh, geranium, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang ylang, coriander, black spruce, melissa, hyssop, and rose. It's really nice. It's a how would you describe it? It's really floral. The bergamot makes it kind of citrusy. It's kind of like a citrusy floral, but it's really soft. It's
Mm-hmm.
really nice.
Yes, and a good place to put it is on the nape of the neck, on your medulla oblongata, because it does protect you. It is a protection oil, also, from bombardment. Especially if you are a healer, light worker, you want to put that oil there and on the soles of your feet, because where you're walking, you want to be protected and not be attacked psychically. It's a very
Yes.
powerful oil for that.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So the next one we're going to do is the Pilates move. Let's see if I can move that back. Okay, this is like a squat. It's called Passion. And if you think about, so this is done with the Wanda chair. And so you're moving your arms up and you're in that squatted, your heels are kissing together and you're pushing the Wanda chair down. But if you don't have a Wanda chair, you can just sit on your heels like this and try to walk forward and walk back, because in this little position it really opens up all your hips, your sacral, your root, your
Yes.
whole thing. And then so when you're actually doing Pilates, you're inhaling and then you're exhaling, pulling the abs against the spine, putting your arm down. Okay, inhaling, bringing your arms up, and then exhaling, pulling your abs against the spine and bringing it down. So it's really difficult to do that and just sit without even doing your arm action. That's a hard move. Okay, so
Is your bottom balancing on your feet, on your heels?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. So the second pose is the yoga pose. Let's see if I can put that right there.
Oh, this is my favorite pose.
All
One of
right.
my favorites.
So it's one-legged extension. One leg extension. So you see how you say your right leg is extended and you're grabbing your feet with your hands clasped, and you're pointing and you're flexing that foot. Your head touches your knee. Your left foot is on the inside flesh of your thigh. So you're pressing, inhale, stretching, exhale, inhale, stretching, exhale, stretching, and then you alternate and go to the other side. It is again a hip opener. It is again connecting with the root and the sacral. And then for the mudra, sorry, we're going to go with, let me pull it,
Yeah.
the yoni mudra. Okay, hold on, let's get that up a little bit.
So for anybody that doesn't know, the word yoni is a Sanskrit word. I believe it means temple. But
Oh,
yoni is an interchangeable word for um, the vagina. Vulva is another. It's another word for that.
okay.
Did you know
Well,
that?
no, I didn't know that. I didn't know
When
that.
you showed me the card, I didn't see that it said yoni on the bottom, and so I
Uh-huh.
thought to myself, like, oh, that looks like a yoni.
Okay, so I'm going to read how to get there, and Natalie's going to show you with her hands. Place your palms of your hands together with the fingers and the thumb straight up, pointing straight up. Interlock the pinky and ring finger and middle finger downwards. You're interlocking them downwards, bringing the thumb towards the body and joining the pads of the index finger together to form a diamond shape. Keeping the pads of the index finger together, bending the pinky and ring finger and middle finger inward so the backs of the fingers are touching, and resting the hands, thumbs facing upward in front of the pelvis. So this is
Yeah.
done in front of your pelvis there.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to show the other way. Okay, so she's putting it on your pelvis. Take a deep breath. This is inner cycles, fluidity, feminine awakening, supports reproduction, urinary health, eases menstruation, PMS, menopause symptoms, directs breath into the sacrum, lower back, and pelvis. Okay, take a deep breath and exhale. Now, next time, I want you to imagine your sacrum, where your sacrum is, your sacral chakra. Breathe and expand the sacral chakra, inhaling and exhale. I want you to continue breathing into the sacrum, into the sacral chakra. Find yourself outside on a beautiful path in nature. feel yourself walking slowly and mindfully. Take a deep breath. And exhale. The path winds around like a labyrinth. You follow the path from outside into the center. In the center, you find yourself here as the goddess. See yourself in this feminine form. Feel yourself opening to this energy. Take a deep breath into your sacrum and exhale. And then smile. Smile at your sacrum, at your sacral chakra. Smile so large that you see it blooming as you inhale. Taking a deep breath. And exhale. And there it is. Open your eyes. Come back. Feel the ground on your feet. Oh my God. All right. So, all right, we're going to continue on. Let's see if we can get this dude back in alignment here. Okay. So, that was a fun little detour. So now we're going to go into the stones,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yes. So these are my recommendations for stones that will help you to connect with the divine feminine. So we've got moonstone.
Beautiful. I love moonstone.
Moonstone is a goddess connection and it's attuned to the moon. So we talked about that for our moon rituals also. Botswana agate. I chose this Botswana agate because it has a yoni.
Wow. Love
So
it. Yes.
I think it also showed up on the other side. Botswana agate is also a connection to the goddess and it encourages eternal love. Carnelian, sacral chakra.
Mm.
Carnelian attunes to the oneness of love, increasing the quality of love given and received. Sacral chakra stone. Garnet, my favorite ever favorite. This one's faceted. Garnet is the stone of commitment, passion, and devotion. I love garnet.
Beautiful.
Um, Rose quartz, stone of gentle love, attuned to the energy of love, balances yin and yang. So this looks, my light is making it look white, but it's a really
It's
soft pink.
yeah.
Do I have my other? Oh, no more pink. Malachite. Oops, malachite. It's green.
Beautiful.
I love malachite. Malachite is a heart chakra stone, stone of transformation. It's also the midwife's stone for people that are birthing people. Malachite is also toxic. People don't know this, so you want to wash your hands after you handle it. It's a little bit better when it's tumbled like this, but in its raw form, it's toxic.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, just
Wow.
be careful with that one. Rhodochrosite, the stone. There we go. Oops, just dropped it.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
It usually is pink. This one has more black in it, but it's hard to see. But it's
No,
usually like a
it's
really,
stunning. Yes.
it's like what kind of pink is this? It's like a sherbet kind of pink, like a strawberry sherbet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stone of love and balances. Stone of love and balance. It purifies the root, sacral, and heart, and it brings those to balance. So this is a great stone for working on those three chakras: sacral, heart, and root. So those are my stone suggestions. And you
Okay.
can always partner it with the quartz. Quartz will amplify all of those things. Clear quartz.
All right. So you're going to read a poem for us, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to put the 528 is the heart chakra. So I'm going to try to get the volume so it's not too loud. Let's see where it is. Okay. I think they can hear that. 528 DNA repair. All right. So you can,
Yeah, I can hear it. Ready?
yeah.
Okay. So this poem is called Remember Woman by Reese Leva. Please forgive me if that's not how you pronounce your last name. Okay. Remember, woman, you were born, life giver, miracle creator, magic maker. You were born with the heart of 1,000 mothers, open and fearless and sweet. You were born with the fire of queens and conquerors. Warrioress blood you bleed. You were born with the wisdom of sages and shamans. No wound can you not heal. You were born with the teller. You were born the teller of your own tale. Before none should you kneel. You were born with an immeasurable soul, reaching out past infinity. You were born to desire with passion, abandon, and to name your own destiny. Remember, woman, remember, you are more than you can see. Remember, woman, remember, you are loved endlessly. Remember, woman, your power and grace, the depth of your deep sea heart. Never forget you are woman, divine as you have been from the start.
Wow. That is so beautiful.
I know, I love that one.
So beautiful. All right, so we're going to go to your Instagram page and we're going to see how we can get a hold of you. Get rid of Spotify there. Okay. Now, if anybody wants to order the oil, they can come to earthmother.coyotechild and go to her link. And then right there, she has the Ascension News, her blog, her services, book a Reiki, purchase Young Living, any of the oils, or you can talk to you and ask, and you can figure out how to either sign up, or you can, if they're local, you can order for them. So should I go to the services or book a Reiki?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about that real quick. So distance Reiki, how does that work?
So distance Reiki is a channeled Japanese healing technique from universal life force energy. So I channel the energy and then I can send it forward and backward in time. I'm a Reiki master, so I have the attuned ability to do that. So right now, because of COVID and just the state of the world, I'm only doing distance Reiki sessions for now. And my distance Reiki sessions are actually a hybrid of an intuitive psychic reading and Reiki healing. So you're getting both in one, depending on what your guides tell me and what everybody, your higher self and anybody wants to let me know. But basically, you just relax in your home, and then at the conclusion of the session, I send you a photo of the intuitive notes that I received, and we can talk about it for 10 minutes after. And Reiki is just, it helps you to remove blockages. It's really excellent for healing trauma and just stepping into your authentic self. It really helps you. It's a great complement to any other therapy or supplements or breath work, yoga, any other. It works really well with other modalities. And so if you're doing like chiropractic or hypnosis, Reiki is really excellent to add with it. So it's just like the icing on the cake, and it really helps you to remove those energy blockages and just step into the freedom of what it feels like to live your authentic self.
So on your basic Reiki, it's 30 minutes and you
Mhm.
charge $45.
Mhm.
And what I don't understand. So they'll get a text 10 minutes after the session with the notes.
So for the 30-minute session, so it's done live. So we're just communicating by text. We don't do it through Zoom or anything because there's no reason to look at each other because your
Okay.
eyes are going to be closed and my eyes will be closed usually. And so when the session is over, I will send you a picture of my notes, and then you have up to 10 minutes to talk about it with me because the conversation could go on for 45 minutes after.
Right. Okay.
So
And
you
then
just have to put a
the
little.
yeah, if you cap it off. And then the in-depth distance Reiki, which is 50 minutes.
Yes. So that is a longer session, and it really allows me to spend more time on each chakra and more time removing blockages, and it just allows me to receive more messages. Typically, for someone that is new to Reiki and has never received it before, the first 10-15 minutes is usually spent trying to calm down, because the person that's sitting there, they don't know what to expect. There's a little bit of a monkey mind thing happening. And that first 10 minutes just really, if you're not experienced, it just is usually spent, with a little bit of anxiety. So the longer session is better if that tends to be someone that, has a hard time calming down or settling down or relaxing into it. Once you're more experienced with Reiki, if you do it regularly, you can get Reiki as much as you want. It just depends on, financial constraints and schedule and things like that. So if you receive Reiki once a week, then it might be easier for you to drop into that initial relaxation place.
Okay, so that seems like that's the better deal. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So then, in your blog, let's just gonna go through it. You go weekly, monthly on your blog, or how does that work?
So I go up there weekly, and after each show that we have up here on YouTube, I go and I post it on my blog, just the notes for someone that's a little bit more visual.
Uh-huh.
So it's everything that we talked about, the stone recommendations, the Pilates and the yoga poses, plus the essential oil recommendations. My older blogs, there's some more spiritual, there's some tutorial stuff on there about, just deep dive information with that on my blog.
Oh, nice. That's good. That's really good to know. Wow. So it's very. So if you need more, so if you need more information, then the blog is going to tell you a lot more about it each week, each
Yes.
month. All right. That's
Yes. So each week after we have an episode here on YouTube, I go and I post all the notes on my blog. So if we talked about something that you wanted to write down, or the poem or anything like that, that will all be on my blog. Hopefully tomorrow, but sometimes it takes me a day or two.
And then if you wanted to order the oil, you can go to the link here. If you wanted to get that, you'd have to become a member. Unless you're local, then you can order for them. So you can get started there. And that's pretty cool. So everything's all in one place. And then the Ascension News is the YouTube channel.
Yes, that's where
Okay,
we're at right
excellent. So I'm going to put that music back on just for a minute. Just take a deep breath. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Let's take a deep breath and let's just think about what we're grateful for. And then exhale. Breathe into your heart and exhale. We want to thank you for supporting us, for watching, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing, for visiting, for just connecting with us. We're so grateful. Thank you, Natalie. Love you, love you, love you. Blessings. Drink water, smile, hug people. It's okay. It's okay. See you next Tuesday. Thank you. Bye, Natalie.